Today we are going to talk about acetaminophen or paracetamol toxicity. Acetaminophen is one of the most commonly used oral analgesics and antipyretics. It has an excellent therapeutic profile when administered in proper therapeutic doses, but hepatotoxicity can occur after overdose or when misused in at-risk populations. In United States, acetaminophen toxicity has replaced viral hepatitis as the most common cause of acute liver failure. Now, acetaminophen metabolism. It occurs primarily in the liver at therapeutic doses. About 95% of the acetaminophen undergoes detoxification in the liver by phase 2 enzymes and is excreted in urine as glucouronate or sulfate conjugates. About 5% or less is metabolized through activity of cytochrome P2E to N-acetyl P-benzoquinone. It is a highly reactive metabolite. N-acetyl P-benzoquinone is normally conjugated with glutathione, but when taken in larger doses, unconjugated NAPQI accumulates and causes hepatocellular injury, leading to centrilobular necrosis and liver failure. Injury produced by N-acetyl P-benzoquinone involves two mechanisms. Number 1. Covalent binding to the hepatic proteins. It causes damage to cellular membranes and mitochondrial dysfunction. And the second mechanism is depletion of glutathione and making hepatocytes more susceptible to reactive oxygen species and induce injury. Now, clinical features and signs and symptoms of the acetaminophen toxicity. The window between usual dose and the toxic dose is large, and the drug is ordinarily very safe. Most patients who overdose on acetaminophen will initially be asymptomatic, as clinical symptoms of end organ toxicity do not manifest until 24 to 48 hours after an acute ingestion. Minimum toxic doses of acetaminophen for a single ingestion posing significant risk of the severe hepatotoxicity are as follows. For adults is 7.5 to 10 gram, and for children it is 150 mg per kg and 200 mg per kg in healthy children aged 1 to 6 years. Clinical course of acetaminophen toxicity generally is divided into 4 phases. Physical findings may vary depending on the degree of hepatotoxicity. Phase 1. It consists of half to 24 hours after ingestion. Patients may be asymptomatic or report anorexia, nausea or vomiting, and malaise and fatigue. And on physical examination, pallor and diaphoresis may be there. And in phase 2, it consists of 18 to 75 hours after ingestion. Patients may develop right upper quadrant abdominal pain, anorexia, nausea, vomiting. Right upper quadrant tenderness may be present. Tachycardia and hypotension may be present. Some patients may report decreased urine output or oliguria. In phase 3, which is hepatic phase, it consists of 72 to 96 hours after ingestion. Nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain and tenderness may be there. Hepatic necrosis and dysfunction may manifest as jaundice, coagulopathy, hypoglycemia, hepatic encephalopathy, and acute kidney injury develops in some critically ill patients. Death from multi-organ failure may occur. And the last phase is phase 4 or recovery phase. It consists of 4 days to 3 weeks after ingestion, complete resolution of symptoms and complete resolution of organ failure is there. So it is complete recovery phase.